Hey everyone, so in today's video I wanted to show you guys my persimmons that I grew from seed and talk to you about how I grew them, and then you guys can give it a go yourself. But before I move in closely and show you my seedlings, I just wanted to talk a little bit about actually getting your seed from the fruit. Because what I've found is that all of the fruits that I buy from the store, which are commercially grown, they actually have no seeds in them. Or you may find some that have some very tiny black seeds, but you know, they're undeveloped and they're nowhere near the size of a persimmon seed that you want to look for, and basically they're not going to germinate for you. So what I did is went to our local market, and someone was selling some persimmons that they grew on their own tree, which was grown locally. And what I found is that all of those fruits actually had decent seeds in them, and I managed to get them to germinate. So if you guys want to get some persimmon seeds, see if you can find like a private grower of persimmons, or you know, a friend that has a persimmon tree, and in winter when they come into season, see if you can get some fruits and hopefully some seeds inside them. Anyway, now that I've covered that, let's move in closely and check out my persimmons. So these are my persimmons that I grew from seed, and they're looking pretty cool. They have a quite interesting way of growing, how the seed coating gets shoved out of the soil, and then eventually the leaves will push that open and come out like this one has here. Now, I tried two methods to grow these. The first method was using the paper towel method. So I put the seeds inside a paper towel and then into a Ziploc bag. Now, I put 4 seeds in here, and these are the 3 here that germinated. There was one that did not germinate, and it was a bit smaller than the other seeds, so it could just be to do with you know, that the seed wasn't fully developed. I'm not too sure, but you know, 3 out of 4 is pretty good, I reckon, so that method was quite effective. Now, 2 of the seeds only took about 2 weeks to germinate, and I'll add a photo of what they look like after a couple of weeks of being in the Ziploc bag. So on the day I took that photo, I transplanted them into these pots, and after only a couple of days, I could already see the seed coat pushing its way out of the soil. And at first I thought it was a bit weird, and I thought, oh, maybe I buried it too shallow. But turns out it was just it shoving its way out of the soil and doing what it's supposed to do. Now this little guy over here took a further 2 weeks to actually germinate. So he took about a month to start sprouting roots in the Ziploc bag. So what you want to do is be patient with it and don't give up too soon, because you know, they can take longer than each other to germinate. So I'm guessing it's all just a matter of seed strength, or you know, something like that. So that's that method. Now the second method I used to germinate these is this one here. I planted directly into the soil, and it's doing a really good job. I believe this one here is about a week and a half to 2 weeks older than these ones. So I planted it beforehand, and all I did was just shove it into the soil, give it a water, and keep it in a warm spot. And you know, it's doing a great job. It's pushed open the seed coating, and it's still attached onto this leaf, and I'm just leaving it there because I reckon it looks kind of cool. But what I've found is that if you plant your persimmons into a pot, make sure you use quite a deep pot. This one here is so shallow, and already the roots are coming out the bottom, and you know, that's not good for the plant. That root there is now, well, it looks to me to be dead. So what I'll do today is transplant this into a larger pot so he can get some decent roots growing. Okay, so let's check out the roots of this guy. So check that out. It basically just has one taproot with a few little side shoots on it, but yeah, that just proves that you do want to put it in a nice deep pot when you plant it, because they do have quite deep tap roots. So you know, you want that to be able to have a good area of room to grow well. But I think that's going to shoot out a heap more roots when I plant it into here, so you should do a good job. Now I'm using the same mix of soil in this pot that I used for in here, plus I've just mixed in the original soil, so it shouldn't be too worried about the transplant. So put that in like so, and just cover them up with a little bit more soil. So there we go, and he's got a heap of room in there to grow. He looks a little bit dwarf in there, growing in a massive pot, but he's going to take off this spring, I reckon, and you know, there's lots of nutrients in there for him to grow. So of course the last thing I'll do is just give him a bit of a water. And there we have it, one transplanted. So probably within the next week or so I'll transplant these 3 as well, and then hopefully they'll have a chance to catch up to this one. Anyway, before I go, little mini tigers come to say hello. Hey puss. Say hello, Sparky. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.